Hi there, welcome to this tutorial. We are going to be looking at how to add, edit and delete a report. Now we have specific tutorials for the EYFS, the Key Stage and the SEND reports, which are linked in our written tutorials. Now reports are enabled by default on your setting. If they have been disabled though, the first thing you need to do as a manager is to go into your control panel. So you click to your name, control panel, and then you need to find features, which is down here, and you'll just need to make sure that reports is enabled. If it says disable, it means it is enabled, and you've got a big green tick there. Once you know it is enabled, you go to reports along the top bar, and this is your report screen. Once you've selected reports, you'll be taken to this page which shows you your report overview. Now here you'll see any unsaved reports, which I'll come back to later. You'll also see any recent reports you've got in draft and also published ones. To add a report, you go to the right hand side and you select the framework that you want to create a report for. Only frameworks that are enabled on your setting will appear in this list. I'm going to select an EYFS report, so I click on it and it brings up this pop-up. Now if I've made a mistake and I didn't want to select an EYFS report, I can change my mind here and I've got all the same ones here. I'm going to stick with EYFS though, and then I can choose my child that I want to create a report for. Once I've done that, I click on add and it takes me to the report page. Once you've created a report, the first thing to do is to give it a title. You can't save a report without a title, so let's get that done. Once I've given it a title, I can move over to the options. The first of the options is status. Now the first status is draft, which means I can keep editing it and it won't appear to the relatives. Published means it will go straight out to the relatives and they can see it. And staff only means it is completed, but the relatives will not see it. Because I'm still working on it, I'll select draft. If I want to backdate my report, I can also choose a different date and time using this method here. Click on the date and also click on the little clock here and I can choose a different time. An important thing to remember when you're creating a report is to save it regularly. This makes sure you don't lose any of your work. So just click on save and that is it backed up. Once you've done that, you can edit it and this will allow you to carry on working on the report. The next section is the child section. Now this will be auto-filled with any data that you have already. So the date of entry, the date of birth, the age and month at the time of check, and also additional information that you wish to add about the child. In each of the sections, you have the ability to hide a field or the whole section. So if I didn't want the date of entry to the setting shown, I just click on hide field. And you get this message saying this field is hidden. It will not appear when viewing or exporting this report. If you decide to actually you did want to show it, just click on show field. You can also do this for the whole section. So if I didn't want any of this information, I just click on that. Depending on the report template chosen, the options you get throughout will be different, but you will have a section for each subject or area of learning or aspect, depending on how the framework is broken up. Again, you can hide whole sections or fields as required. So in this example, if I wanted to hide the whole of the personal, social and emotional development, I could just hide that completely. The data for each section will be auto-filled from your summative assessments. Now some frameworks will give you the option to choose which summative assessment you want to use. You just click on the fill assessment and it brings up this pop-up. And this will allow you to choose which one you want to use. So if I wanted to go with just the highest age bands, select that and fill assessments. You'll also see that I can also autofill next steps. This is now your chance to fill in any of the information you need for each section. You have your staff notes, make sure any of the assessment data is correct, and also add any next steps that you want. At the end of the report, you get to the additional information. This can be used to fill in any extra information such as conversations or anything like that. There's also, depending on the framework selected, an area for child voice, relative contributions, and you can also add any signatures. If you're doing this on a computer, you just use the mouse to sign it and then complete, and it adds it into there. The final section is to add media. Now you can add any images, videos, documents, and to do so, you just select Add Files, select it, and then Upload. Once the report is complete, you click on Save. The page will show you that the report has been saved, and then you can go back to Reports, and you will be able to see the report that you've just completed. Once you are happy that the report is complete, you can select to publish it or make it for staff only. So for this example, I'm going to publish it, and this will make it visible to relatives straight away. Now at the beginning I mentioned about the unsaved reports, and you can see here I have one unsaved report. So if I click on the down arrow here, I will see that I have a spring term report for this child here. And now I have three options. I can review, continue adding, or this red cross here, which is delete. Now if I click on the review, it brings up any unsaved changes. So any changes that have been made to a report before I've saved it. You can go through these and see what has been changed. And then if you want to carry on editing it, you click on continue adding. And this will take you back to the report to finish it off. Unsaved reports are stored for 30 days before they are deleted. So make sure you come back to them before that. You can also delete a report if you no longer need it. So just click on the cog and delete. This will put it into awaiting deletion for 90 days. And here it shows you how long it has until it's going to be deleted. If you need to restore it, again, you just click on the cog and restore to draft. And this will bring it back. If there is any media attached to the report, what you can do is click on the cog and download media here. And this will allow you to download anything that has been attached to that in one go. And there it is down the bottom. That is how you create, edit, and delete a report on Tapestry.